Okay, let me get started. YouTube's not sending my notification out, but that's okay because I want to get started anyway today. I want to say that Hills in the Air, rest in peace. Loved your channel. Such her channel was just so it was just a really good channel. And so I want to play her intro. This is not my intro. This is Hills in the Air's intro. And it was said to play her intro today and to show her our appreciation for what she did for not only I feel the true crime community, but for many others also. So this is Hills in the Air's intro, and she titled it Brighten Your... Like I said, that was Hills in the Air. And let me tell you guys, please go watch her content. Go check it all out. I loved her channel. I loved her channel, you guys. So that was her intro, Not Remain Calms, and I did that. And I think everybody else should too. Rest in peace, dear. Rest in peace. That looks a little weird there, Mr. Eagles. What are you doing? Holy moly. I should have put 18 plus on my channel. Kind of changed positions there a little bit, Mr. Eagles. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't know the Eagles were going to be inappropriate today. I apologize. Rest in peace, Hills in the Air. Such a funny lady. Loved her stuff. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to do today. And so I want to start off by, how do I want to do this? Because y'all know how I am. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. Okay, let me find what I need. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, my whippersnappers. Or should I say my one whippersnapper, Patty? Patty has a ponytail. Okay, I don't want that one, I decided. And, okay, the first thing I want to do, we're going to talk about Sebastian Rogers here. Now, I'm going to pop over here to a statement made by the Sheriff's Office of Sumner County. The date on this is 2 days ago. Okay, I will show it to you. It is from Sonny Weatherford, the sheriff, and Eric Craddock, the chief deputy. Dear media representatives, hey, Sassy Ann. We would like to provide an important update regarding the recent photographs circulated in connection with the search for Sebastian Rogers. After coordinated efforts with law enforcement agencies in North Carolina, we have determined that the child depicted in the photograph is not Sebastian Rogers. We understand the gravity of the situation and the concerns it has raised. Our collaborative efforts with law enforcement agencies continue unabated as we remain committed to finding Sebastian. Hello, flies. We appreciate your cooperation and support in disseminating this update to the public. Hello, not a drama nana. So y'all know what that means, right? I'm just asking. You are all in class. Looks like I got a fucking slinky on my damn head. What's up with that? Slinky. Okay. So then I was kind of curious about, hold on, I got to find it. Let me get my ugly mug off of here. All right, now we're going to pop over because Remain Calm was really curious on why Justice Warrior Investigations stepped back as private investigators for who were looking for Sebastian, who were working for Seth. And I will read it to you because that's what I do, okay? Okay, Sassy Ann. I will check it, darling. Okay. Good morning, and thank you all for your kindness. I bet they were real kind to you, lady. I don't think they was. That's just my opinion, though. Many of you have noticed how quiet we've been for the last few days. Yeah. Okay. Which I know must have been a shock, considering that we had previously been shouting from the mountaintops, so to speak, about the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. I apologize for my vague answers and sometimes lack of an answer to all your messages. In my opinion, you were all probably driving this poor lady cuckoo, okay? I bet she had thousands of messages and emails. Okay. You have all been so supportive, and you do not deserve to be ghosted. So I'm going to put this here, and I pray that y'all can get behind the new direction of the case. Okay, here we go. As you probably know already, Tracy and I came into the case on April 15th. My style of investigating is an in-your-face tactic that is meant to draw people out and get to the bottom of what's going on. I like that. But guess what she said? We walked into a shit storm. Yes, ma'am, you did. You did. You walked straight into that shit storm. You didn't even drive through it. You walked through it. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all know how I am. I apologize. Okay. We had walked into a shitstorm that had been brewing for some time, and things got really out of hand. And they shouldn't have got out of hand. Okay? But this is just my opinion. If you're a private investigator for somebody, I don't know if I would go on social media. Okay? I mean, yeah, you might want to go on social media, but, you know, when let me put it this way. Private investigators out there, let me get my ruler. Remain Calm's class is saying, okay, if you're going to go on social media about a case, maybe check into the communities first, okay? Check into who you know, where you want to go and who you want to know. You know what I mean? That's right. So, anywho, hey, I'm not naming anybody, okay? I'm not. So, anywho, aside from the public outburst on web sleuths, the public did not know what had occurred behind the scenes. What the public saw was the tip of an iceberg, and I was becoming extremely concerned about how far things would go. Well, you're being a little vague there, darling. Okay? What went on behind the scenes? Did something go on behind the scenes with Seth and Chris, or you and Chris, or I don't know. I'm just asking. Let's see if she tells us. I'm not done. Okay, I'm not done. Okay, I know. Okay, here we go. So, aside from the public outburst on web sleuths, the public did not know what had occurred behind the scenes. What the public saw was the tip of the iceberg. I was becoming extremely concerned about how far things would go. Whether any of it actually had anything to do with Sebastian is debatable. Some say yes, some say no. Regardless, someone needed to step in who could calm the storm, and that person is Tony Mathis. Okay, so I heard that Mr. Tony Mathis years and years and years ago. I just heard this. I don't know if it's true because you guys know I don't put out no false shit. But I heard he'd had some trouble many, many years ago. And oh, Lord, how dare you get in trouble 30 freaking years ago? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, now I did successfully open a line of communication between myself and the Proudfoots. Was trying my very best to diffuse the situation. However, I was unable to do so, and therefore someone else needed to step in. So this is just my opinion on what she's saying. I mean, you guys take it however you want. That she was actually stuck in the middle between the Proudfoots and Seth. And we know how Seth is, and we know how Chris Proudfoot was. And if you guys paid attention to Web Sleuths, you know, I showed it on my channel. Seth didn't stay up on that panel very long because Chris was calling him out on some stuff. Okay, that's what I seen. I don't know if anybody else seen that shit or not, but I did. Hey, Katie Ann. Katie Ann. Okay. I feel bad for this woman. I feel bad for her. Okay. So she did open a line of communication between herself and the Proudfoots. She tried to diffuse the situation. She couldn't do it. And somebody else needed to step in. I wish him the very best, and I agree with that. Although transparency with the public is necessary to some degree, in this case, there are things that are better kept close to the vest. Yes, ma'am. Okay. You know, I wonder about this. I'm not saying I like this lady if she's in your face kind of person, you know. I probably wouldn't like it if she was in my face or something, but you know what I mean. But absolutely, it is imperative that people keep things close to the vest. In my opinion, law enforcement. Social media is not a kind place to be. Okay? You meet some kind people, but it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's going to find something negative about you. Okay? They are. I'm just telling you, class. That's a fact. You know, social media negativity. What can I say? Okay. So she says, I'm going to comment on one thing regarding Katie. I don't know what happened on February 26, 2024, the day Sebastian vanished into thin air. However, I've seen some things said about her past that breaks my heart. Thank you, private investigator. Thank you. I mean, I did show the weird stepdad, but I didn't do that. I really didn't do that to call Katie out. I really wanted to do that to show possibly a side that Katie had been through in her life. Does that make sense? Does it freaking make sense or not? Okay, so I didn't do it. I didn't do it to be mean towards Katie. I'll say that. She is being chastised over something she had no control over. Unfortunately, we do not get to choose our parents. That is a great statement, and y'all remember that. We didn't get to, pick our parents. Now, there's probably some religions out there that, the ever life after whatever it's called, I forget, afterlife. Some religions think they're up there and they're going, I picked them with the money. I want them parents with all that money. I'm just saying, I'm messing around. Okay. But thank you, because this right here shows me that at least this woman has compassion for other people. Okay. Let me find where I was. Unfortunately, we don't get to choose our parents. Please try to have some empathy, at least pertaining to the aspect of all of this. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I know a lot of us think, not all of us, okay, but I do know some peeps who hang out on my porch who also believe, kind of like I do, that Sebastian left his house. And my opinion is he left his house willingly. What after I don't know. I don't know where he's at or what happened to him. But the reason I say that is because look at Seth, look at Chris, and Katie really hasn't said much. So you've got two men who, in my opinion, were probably still are very controlling. Seth, and I say this all the time, I don't know why it's okay that Seth got with Katie at freaking 14 years old. Right? And that tells me something, whether you think about it or not, that if that was allowed, and we've heard about Katie's mom, her stepdad, that tells us what type of environment that Katie had, at that age. For real. Okay. She says, people ask if I'm still working for Seth. With recent developments and with Mr. Mathis taking over, I am stepping back. Justice Warrior Investigation Services are always available to him when he needs us. But to answer your question, we are no longer on a retainer. Okay. We do believe that the photo at Grandfather Mountain is Sebastian, and until we know one way or the other, there isn't much we can do. If it is Sebastian, this would become a federal case, and we would be thrilled for the FBI to come in to take the lead. This would be the best development yet. As a private investigator, we can do a lot to help the case along, but we do not have the ability to get warrants, and that is what's needed to gather the evidence necessary to find Sebastian. Okay, lady. Okay. So, hang on, I want to look something up. Because I'm weird like that. Y'all know me. I need to look something up. Okay, so she's no longer under retainer. So I wanted to let you guys know what that means, even though I know y'all probably already know what it means, but I'm going to tell you. Okay, so retainers are structured agreements. The client agrees to pay a specific amount of money to a business or freelancer, usually monthly, and in return receives a set of services during that same time period. So she wasn't doing, they were not doing it for free. Y'all get where I'm going with this? Let me share this with you. PI lady, I thought they were doing it for free. Are you all getting what I'm saying here? So they were under retainer. Huh. Wowsy wow, everybody. That's interesting. That is very interesting there. Okay, so let me get that out of my tabs. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Damn it. Dang it. Welcome to my low budget channel. Nothing goes on the porch except for talking and having something to drink and smoke and eat. Okay. So there's going to be a ride for Sebastian. Okay. And it's Sunday, May 19th. It's in my banner. But I don't think I put down the date and time because my banner's pretty big. Sunday, May 19th starts at 4 o'clock at 128 River Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Kickstands up at 5 o'clock. So my banner's wrong. I said 4, but in the other one that I looked at, it said 4 o'clock. Tony Mathis said on TikTok, no one has gotten paid for helping Seth, so maybe he misspoke. Maybe, Flies. Because did that make sense? What she said? They were no longer under retainer. That is what she said. Dang it, I'm going to look at it again. I want to show you guys. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. Oh, if I can pull it up. I don't know if I can pull it up. Okay, wait, I gotta pull it up on my email. Is it on my email? I believe it's on my email. Okay, wait. I gotta look at my emails here because I was gonna pull up a couple things. Okay, there's Nation. Hold on, I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Here we go. Thank you, Maud. You're so sweet. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back, class. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Okay. Lastly, many questions working for Seth, recent developments, Mr. Massing taking over, stepping back, Justice Warrior Services, right here. But to answer your question, we are no longer under a retainer. That's what it says, y'all. You see it? Do I need to make this bigger? They will always be available to him, but are no longer under a retainer. That's interesting. Right? Right, y'all? Dang, dang. Interesting. We'll see how many people are talking about that by tonight. I'm just messing. I'm sure somebody will, though. Okay. All right. Let me find myself here, y'all. Okay. Damn, I'm making good time. All right. We're going to go ahead and look at the Amber Alert status from the TBI newsroom. And thank you, Flash, for helping me find it. Right in front of my face. Okay. March 15, 2024. Amber Alert status. Sebastian Rogers. 4/25/24. April 26 marks the 2 months since Sebastian Rogers was reported missing from Sumner County home. Since that, the TBI special agents from multiple units have been assisting the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in efforts to locate Sebastian. These efforts have included multiple large-scale searches on the ground, water, and air. Searches have included multiple local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and Secret Service. Residents in the area have also conducted searches of their own properties in the hopes of finding Sebastian or learning what may have happened to him. You know what, TBI? Much respect. Much respect. The TBI says these kids' first name when they're talking about them. Thank you, TBI. I'm tired of seeing last names. I ain't calling anybody specific out, but let me tell you, if you write a column, okay, for any news organization around the world, they have a first name. These victims and missing have a first name. Kudos to you, TBI. Okay. So, to date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian since the issuance of the alert. TBI special agents continue to review the information gathered since the investigation began, follow up on all leads or tips that came in, and work with counterparts from other law enforcement agencies to review strategies and consider options. Amber Alert for Sebastian remains active. We encourage anyone with information to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or send an email to tips2tbi@tbitn.gov. I don't understand why people think that every law enforcement agency, every person that works for law enforcement agencies, no matter what their credentials are, I don't understand how people would think that these individual law enforcement officials, y'all try to make them look stupid. You, all of you try to make them look stupid. And then you wonder why they're like, don't freaking call us. Oh my God, TBI is not doing anything. You're calling them idiots. Trained individuals, some of them worked in the field for many decades. Quit calling them I mean, come on. Come on. I think that's sad. That's just a remain calm rant about how some of these social media people, these social media celebrities out there, you know, they're celebrities. They sure are. Okay, anywho. 4/3/2024, TBI special agents joined in with Sumner County Sheriff's Office and law enforcement agencies from surrounding counties to conduct another thorough search in the Long Hollow Pike area in reference to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. You know what kind of worries me? Exactly, Blythe. I'm pinning that comment. While there's not been any additional information to indicate where Sebastian may be or may have been, trained search teams will again execute a ground search in the wooded and open areas around Sebastian's home and neighborhood. They do not think, I truly, I mean, the possibility of Sebastian walking a long distance, the possibility's there. The footprint led into the pond. But I would think that I mean, this is what's weird, right? Because they found one bare footprint. It led into the what the hell's it called? The pond. It's on the tip of my tongue, but 420 does things to you. Maybe he got scared when he left and left with no shoes. That's possible. And I forgot what I was going to say, but thank you, retention. Retention. Retaining pond. Sassy Ann got a little bit more pretty with it. She said retaining pond. Flies is like retention. And Sassy Ann's like retaining pond. I'm just messing with y'all. What's up, NCTC? Steven? Okay, so. And you know what else gets my trigger while we're at it? is these people who disrespect EquiSearch. Pardon my French, but who the fuck would disrespect EquiSearch? Who? Fucking weird. I mean, Don Wells did it. And Seth Rogers kind of did it. I mean, Tim Mullins, you need to stop it. Stop it. Leave people alone. I don't know if he knows Tim Mullins. It's almost like he does, though. I mean, to be honest, right? It's there. The signs are there. Okay. Now, they talked about the picture that they put out. The official TBI missing poster of Sebastian. Allegedly, Seth was like, take them glasses off and pass that around. I would think that that is an official poster. Who does that? Take your glasses off. Yeah, pass that around. I'm sorry, but maybe I shouldn't say anything else. Lord help me, the things I think in my mind that I can't say. Oh, man. That's ballsy, though. Right? But that's Seth for you. That's Daddy Seth. Okay. So, anywho, there is the official poster for Sebastian, y'all. All right. Let me see where I need to go. All right, y'all know, don't forget about the ride for Sebastian. It's May 19th and it starts at 4. And I have something else to show y'all too. Now, somebody answer me this. This picture right here, there's a woman who is saying, that's my son and me, and leave us alone. Y'all heard that too, right? I'm just asking. Well, and then we have, hold on. You know I'm low budget. Okay. That's the polygraph. I don't know what this is. Hang on. Okay, I already got that. See, that's why I say I'm low budget, because I have to look stuff up while I'm talking to you guys. But I would rather do that. Huh. What is that? Is that what you sent me, Flies? Oh, I do want to do this one. I'm going to show you guys the, this is the, a vigil for, Sebastian, and it's called A Vigil of Hope. Or I'm sorry, A Vigil of Hope United in Prayer, the 19th of May at 6 o'clock. In the midst of challenges, it's our unity that shines the brightest. We warmly invite every member of our community to come together for a vigil in honor of Sebastian Rogers, who has been missing for nearly 12 weeks. The gathering is a beacon of hope and a testament to our collective resolve to support Sebastian and his loved ones. Let us stand together, reflecting on our shared hope and strength that comes from unity. It's time to bridge our differences, embrace the power of our wonderful community, and shift the overall collective focus toward achieving one sole goal. Let the vigil be a turning point, reigniting hope and driving us forward in our tireless efforts to bring Sebastian home once and for all. Long Hollow Church, 3031 Long Hollow Pike. And you can see that okay, right? Did you guys, did you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Put a 1 in chat if you can hear me, flies. I just got a little message. Thank you, Katie Ann. Thank you, Katie Ann. Yes, that kid, the one in the picture, had a lot darker hair. But let me tell you guys something. Hey, we Scottish Ma. This is being done by the community leaders in that community. I don't understand it. Why some individuals, some of them celebrities, I think, on the YouTube streets, go into these communities and cause nothing but havoc and chaos, in my opinion. It's sad, and they can do what they're doing in a way where it's not making a community take a freaking hit for something that's happened in their community. I mean, seriously, WTF, Some of these guys, they'll try to take a whole town down. Betty with a bullhorn. Do. Oh, Betty. Let me tell you, Betty took her bullhorn to freaking Tennessee, and she blew that horn up on Ben Hill, and she blew that horn in front of TBI, and I think she might have blown it in front of law enforcement too. I just wonder, can somebody tell me if she was blowing her horn when her and Dolly were together in Tennessee? I think they were in Tennessee together. Or was it with Quentin Simon? I can't remember. Was it Quentin or... I don't know. I'm just saying. That was just a little break we took there. Let's get back to what's important. Okay. Called him Bubba, but no one says he's nicknamed like Michael Bunky Vaughn. Well, that's okay. Okay. So, let me get my shit together here, folks. You know how I am. Lord help me. So, anywho, okay, the picture. Back to the picture. Georgia and Quentin. All right. So, I'm going to show you the picture again. This young man standing there. And let me tell you, if somebody was driving by me and I seen him holding up something to take my picture, I don't think I would look at that camera either. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just saying. I mean, y'all know what I said. I was like, look how close that picture is. I mean, seriously. I'm just saying. Okay, so now we're going to pop over to, I don't know, hang on. What have I done? Okay, wait a minute. Let's pop over here really quickly. And, oh, Seth was on Nancy Grace again 16 hours ago. So, we're going to listen to a little bit of it. I'm going to speed it up so I don't get in trouble. I'll try not to make it too fast, but you know how it goes. Okay. All right. This is Seth Rogers talking to Nancy Grace. Here we go.
Rogers. You can find him at hashtag Sebastian Strong. Seth, thank you for being with us. Seth, I was stunned when I saw the side-by-side of Sebastian and the boy spotted at the guest center. What do you make of it? And I'd like to see that side-by-side if possible. Go ahead, Seth.
When I saw the picture, I turned around and loaded up the vehicle and off to North Carolina I went.
Lauren Conlon is joining us, investigative journalist and host of the Outlier podcast. Lauren, thank you for being with us. What can you tell me about the sighting? Because the authorities are not saying it's not him. They are saying, quote, nothing credible is pointing to the sighting of Sebastian. In other words...
Okay, wait. Wait. Is that what they said? Nothing credible? What am I looking for? Hang on. Damn it. Is that what did they say that? No, they didn't, did they, Flies? That's not what they said. I'm looking for it right now, but that's not what they said. I thought it would be in my history, and I don't see it. It was on Facebook, I think. Hold on. I got to prove this. I can't let it go. I got to prove it. They said it was not him. Let's see. That wasn't on the TBI thing, was it? Okay, I'll find it. Remind me to find it.
They haven't been able to confirm it yet. Remember, this is like a rest stop, a tourist center. People are visiting there that could live in any of the surrounding states.
Absolutely, Nancy. And I think what's important to note here is that North Carolina authorities have not identified the boy in the photo. So as of right now, it's still considered a potential lead.
Guys, joining us is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's dad, and Lauren Conlon, host of Outlier podcast. Seth, tell me what went through your mind when you first saw this photo and when you compare them.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Side by side, it's really uncanny.
My son's alive.
Help me, Lord.
Then he looks good in the picture. I mean, he's got clothes on. He's got shoes on.
Do you recognize the clothes?
No, I don't.
How about the shoes?
Don't recognize those either.
Now, from what I understand, this woman has put a statement out somewhere saying that is my son and that is me. Please take my son's picture off of social media. Has anybody else heard that? I'm just asking.
They look brand new.
Hey, Miss Justice.
How Yes, they do. In fact, the clothes look new as well. How far away, in your estimation, Seth, is this rest stop tourist attraction area from Sebastian's home?
Unsightly toenail fungus.
Oh my
Did you
God,
know
what a
the
fucking commercial. That's kind of disgusting. What the fuck?
with traffic.
Okay, here's a map. They searched the landfill. And then there's Sebastian's residence right here. Here's the park they searched. And then this is a alleged sighting. Okay.
How did you become aware of the sighting, the alleged sighting?
People started calling me and asking me about the picture, and then people turned around and started sending me the picture.
And again, what went through your mind when you first saw it?
Gotcha, doll.
I gotta go. I gotta go up there. I gotta see. I mean, the picture's there. I wanted to go see the footage because I figured there'd be some type of surveillance.
And did you go?
I did. I drove up to North Carolina.
Thank you.
You took the 6-hour plus ride to North Carolina to investigate this photo. And what, if anything, did
Okay, wait, because I want to go back real quick. Okay. This is the picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, wait a minute. We're going to pop over here real quick. We're going back to the May 7th Sumner County Sheriff's Office and what they said. We would like to provide an important update regarding the rings of photographs circulated in connection with the search for Sebastian Rogers. After coordinated efforts with law enforcement agencies in North Carolina, we have determined that the child depicted in the photograph is not Sebastian Rogers. And that's from Sumner County. Right? Nancy, girl, you're getting your info from different, well, maybe, yeah, Nancy didn't get the memo. Nancy, I need a job. I'll do it behind the scenes. Nobody even know I'm there, okay? I'll be really quiet. I'll even answer the phone for you, okay? All right, here we go.
you learn when you got there?
That I wasn't allowed to see the video footage.
Oh, wait.
Why?
But I was told it's an active investigation, so I'm not allowed to see it.
What
told you
the
that, Sam?
heck? Hang on. Something happened.
It's my understanding the woman who took
Oh,
the
no, we
picture
got it.
was also convinced that this looked exactly like Sebastian and handed it over to the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and then later it was posted online. Is that your understanding, Seth?
Yes, ma'am.
Seth, when you saw this picture, how did it make you feel?
Gave me hope. It rekindled what hope I was losing.
Seth, I'm looking at the way the boy is standing in this photo. I know you've looked at it a million times.
You know what? I'm going to say this because I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea because I just speak my mind a lot of the time. But I am not here to say that Seth does not want to find his son. I mean, obviously, he does want to find his son. Does some of the shit that he says and does, is kind of messed up and shady. And, we're all going to think however we're going to think, either pro Seth or against Seth. And, that's the whole thing about it. Why does social media have to be pros and cons? Right? Why can't everybody just talk about, of course you're going to talk about different things, but I don't know. I just feel like if you kind of keep yourself in the middle, you can really see the bigger picture, with all of them and just not, jump into say that they're guilty of something. People love to find things that that in the end makes people look guilty of something, right? You understand what I'm saying? That might have sounded like a really fucked up statement. I don't know.
He's got his right arm somewhat over his stomach, and I'm wondering, does this pose look familiar to you?
By the looks of it, he's stepping down off the rocks and stuff. He's looking at where he's going.
Yeah.
But he's also been missing for 2 months, so his demeanor and everything could possibly have shifted.
In what way? Why do you say that?
I haven't heard from my son in 2.5 months. You know, if he doesn't have a phone with him.
I just want to say this. What I find disturbing is the fact that, the picture being released on social media, in my opinion, because law enforcement basically didn't include this person in their investigation by calling them and verifying or not that photo. And I don't think people realize that, and I'm not faulting anybody, but by doing that, if Sebastian was in that area and he's with someone who watched that, the possibility of him being moved out of a certain location is so much higher. And I don't understand why, that I don't know. I don't know.
He hasn't heard from me. If somebody convinced him to go away and won't give him a phone, I don't know.
Let me ask you, Seth, is it correct that your PI that you had to hire, which is a whole other can of worms, spoke to the person that took the photo?
No. My other PI, Chloe, she's the one that spoke with him.
I couldn't hear you. What?
The other PI on the case, she's the one that spoke with him.
Okay, wait. Wasn't Chloe part of I thought, okay, so maybe I thought she worked with what's that girl's name? The PI lady. I know y'all know what her name is. I can't remember what it is. But I thought that Chloe worked with her. But they're still going to help him when he needs it. They're just not under a retainer anymore. Right? Okay. Let's get back to Seth and Nancy.
So a PI on the case did speak with the photographer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did the PI learn?
When she took the picture and why she didn't call 911 immediately, and what she did when she reviewed the picture, and the fact that she asked why she put it on social media, and it was because she stated that it was because TBI didn't get back with her after she had submitted it.
What else?
The PI's name is Chloe. The one that's not under the retainer anymore? Okay. So, okay.
Did you learn? Why did she decide to take the picture? And what else could she tell you through the PI about who this boy was with? What was he doing?
Nothing.
Was he crying? Did he look hungry? Was he with a man or a woman?
The individual that took the picture was actually her husband that took the picture, because he was faster with his phone than she was. And they were driving by, and he took the picture. And then when they were able to look at it and they submitted it to TBI, they didn't hear back from TBI that they had received the picture or anything else, so they put it out on social media.
Guys, you are seeing the photo we're talking about. To Lauren Conlon joining us.
Wow.
Lauren, exactly where is this rest stop or tourist attraction?
Wow.
So it's in North Carolina. It is a Blue Ridge Mountains Visitor Center, and like Seth said, Sebastian did not appear to be in this photo, and I think all of us are very hopeful, and I think it's amazing that Seth went to North Carolina and drove 5 hours from Tennessee.
Back to Seth. Did the man or the woman see who the boy was with?
No, they said they didn't even know if they were with the group or not.
I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm sorry I keep stopping it. Okay, I'm just going to moving on.
Didn't know if the lady was with them.
What lady? The lady in the pink shirt?
Yeah.
Did he emerge from a car?
They just saw him as they drove through where they're at right now was like a.
Do you guys remember how long it took her to come out on social media? I wonder how long it took her to contact TBI and send that to TBI. I don't know. Just questions I
The
have.
parking lot is behind there. Right in front of there is the entrance into like the gift shop. So him being there, there's no way to see if he was getting in or out of a car right there.
So he was on his way into the gift shop, Seth?
That's the direction that he's heading.
Well, that seems to me that there should be gift shop surveillance video or at least other witnesses. So is that the surveillance video you were trying to get, Seth?
Yes, it was.
Now, we know that a statement has been issued that, quote, nothing credible is pointing to any sign of Sebastian. That's pretty vague. Nothing credible is pointing to any sign of Sebastian. That's incredibly vague.
I wonder where she got that. I wonder where she got where they said nothing credible.
It doesn't say this picture is a hoax, this picture is a fake, this is not Sebastian. They're not saying any of that. What do you make of that response, Seth?
That they don't know what to say.
Joining me, guys.
How about Sumner County said it's not him? And who's the lead in all of this? Who's the lead? Sumner County, right? Sumner County Sheriff, TBI, FBI, Secret Service, CIA. I don't know. CIA, no. I believe that CIA comes before Secret Service also. I don't know though. Why would Seth want the video? I would want to let Ellie get it, not me. Hey, Jack. No, I got it, Sassy Ann. Thank you. Why are you apologizing? I don't care. That's all good. It's all good, Sassy Ann.
Also is Irv Brandt, renowned investigator, former U.S. Marshal Service, International Investigations Branch, and author of Flying Solo, Top of the World on Amazon. Irv, thank you so much for being with us. Now, this is a conundrum. If this boy is Sebastian, the way his father thinks that it is, I mean, look at it for Pete's sake. Look at the side-by-side, the chin, the jawline, the nose, the hair. It's uncanny. It's at a tourist gift shop in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a needle in a haystack. Irv Brandt, what do we do?
Nancy, the video, the picture, the way I see it, and if the father says that's his son, that's good enough for me, of course. But the investigation is going to center around trying to get anyone that was there at that time, maybe looking at video of the parking lot, running down tag numbers, trying to find other witnesses, other people that may have been shooting video and inadvertently captured his image on their video. I can imagine that the police are just, the investigators in this case from multiple agencies are just searching all different kinds of avenues, looking for clues. And when they make a comment like no credible evidence so far, it's basically like saying no comment on the investigation.
Yes. They don't want to comment on it. They don't. Why? Some people, I think, actually think that TBI, all law enforcement is supposed to say everything that they know about these missing kids cases, but what did Seth go there for? To watch I'm sure, let me just say this. How many of you think that law enforcement let Katie look at that video? Hands up, class. Hands up if you think that law enforcement let Katie see that video. I do. I mean, that's just me, though. You don't think that they let her see it either, Flies? I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think if Seth wouldn't have immediately went there to try to see that video from that welcome center or whatever, if he would have gave it enough time, that law enforcement themselves would have showed him that video? Hands up. Right? We've seen how Seth is. He's a hothead. I would think they would have let her see it.
They don't want to say either way, but I would imagine that this is a crucial piece of information to their investigation.
Well, to me, and of course, I'm just a trial lawyer, the first thing I would do is pull that surveillance video the way Seth Rogers described, and I would
I'm
going to
play this. You guys, my neighbor's knocking. I need to go see what they want.
And the photographer gives us the time and the date that it was taken, every single receipt. Then I would find out if there's any surveillance video in the parking lot. Let's find out if he went to a car, which obviously he did. What car? It's got to be on surveillance video. Agree, disagree, or rant? I mean, you're the former U.S. Marshal going all the way around the world finding people. What do you do next?
Nancy, I agree. I mean, the car is the most critical thing. If you can identify the car that he got out of, even if you don't have a tag number, the make and the model of the car would be just crucial to send out BOLO to the surrounding states, then potentially finding witnesses at that time, like you said, checking receipts in the gift shop and interviewing people that were there at the time. You know, something that they may have seen. An autistic boy may stick out in their memory, you know, seeing him, and they may have, you know, looked at that person, at that boy, at the people that he was with, and if a skilled investigator asks the right questions to these people, it can lead to crucial leads in this case.
And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
We all remember that moment when I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him, would...
All right, sorry, guys. The neighbor knocked. No, she got our package by mistake. So it was very nice that she brought it over to me. I appreciate that, neighbor. And it ain't the neighbor across the street. One time she got a package of ours and she fucking gave it away to somebody else. I'd swear on a Bible. It's pretty bad when your neighbor of 11 years, 12 years, gives your package away. That was Chris, not Seth. Which part? I missed it. I was answering the door. What did I miss her say? Oh, do I need to rewind it? Should I please be kind and rewind? Okay, what'd I miss? I'm backing it up a little bit. I have to. I have to. Okay, let's go back to right here, maybe. Is that far enough back?
An autistic boy may stick out in their memory, seeing him, and they may have, looked at that person, at that boy, at the people that he was with. And
No, I
and
haven't
if a
played
skilled
that yet,
investigator asks
Sassy
the
Ann.
right questions to these people, it can lead to crucial leads in this case.
Damn,
And
Nancy.
Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly.
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
We all remember that moment when I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him.
Chris, Nancy, is that what you're talking about? Flies? You're getting them mixed up, Nancy. Nancy, what have you been doing today? You want to come hang out on the porch with us? Come hang out with us, Nancy.
Would he be willing to take a polygraph? He said yes.
He did.
He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI
Nancy.
polygraph program in D.C., former special agent with the FBI in D.C. He is at Kendall Investigations. Also joining us, Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers as he walks this very, very rocky path. First of all, let me just get this out of the way. This is a yes/no, Kendall Schule. Did Seth Rogers pass his polygraph?
Yes, he did.
Okay, Seth Rogers, tell me about going and taking the polygraph. We want to hear every single word because I've got a
No, I don't need to hear every single word, Nancy, but okay.
stack of nasty online posts about you.
Oh, Nancy's probably like, I got all these nasty ass messages about your lie detector and, WTF. I'll say it for you, Nancy. What the fuck? Nancy was probably like, do you know who I am? I'm fucking Nancy Grace. Oh, I feel ya. I feel you, Nancy.
Failing, about you not going, blah, blah, blah. A lot of trolls chiming in. Let's get to the truth of that polygraph. Seth, what happened?
I showed up early for the polygraph. Mr. Kendall contacted me and told me that he'd be there well before the time that we had stated. So I showed up and I sat in the chair and let him attach those things to me and took the polygraph.
Have you ever had a polygraph before?
No, ma'am.
And what kind of questions did the polygrapher Kendall Schule ask you?
If I had ever wanted to harm anybody, if I ever wanted to hurt my son, if I'd ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
Question. You said they hooked you up. What do you mean by that, Seth Rogers?
They put things on my hands. They wrapped cords around me.
Wait,
they had
what?
blood cuff on me to make-
Wait, what? Do you want me to go back and see if he's the TBI guy? I bet that's what you want. Yes. That's what he said. He said he'd never, No, that's what I said. Let me take it back a minute because she says, remember we were talking about this? Who gave the lie detector? Let me hear the name again.
If I'd ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
Okay, hold on.
His polygraph.
Okay, wait.
With the polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI polygraph.
This dude used to be the head of the FBI polygraph team. I think I would believe him. All right. Let's get back to the FBI guy talking.
Again, this was not free. He was paid to do the polygraph. He owes nothing to anybody.
Wait. Did she just say he was paid to do the polygraph? What'd she say about being paid? Nancy, you know, when I hear paid, it means money. And I'm nosy. I want to know.
Polygraph. He owes nothing to anybody.
Okay, wait.
And therefore, it was take a polygraph. We contacted you because of your reputation. You quickly agreed, and I thank you for that. Again, this was not free. He was paid to do the polygraph. He owes nothing to anybody, and therefore it was not swayed one way or the other. He had never met Seth Rogers before in his life.
Oh, so she had to pay the dude. Yeah, she had to pay the guy to do it. But she found a good one. I wonder how much she paid him. I mean, not because I really care, Mr. FBI guy, but, you know, I'm just wondering how much Nancy paid you. I wanted to make sure she's paying you worth your status. That's all.
Joel, I looked very carefully at your polygraph report right here. Number one, you start off by saying it was conducted using a comparison question format that meets U.S. government standards. What is a comparison question format? What is that?
It's a format that's well accepted by the polygraph community, particularly the American Polygraph Association. There are certain formats that we can use that are more.
Yes, he did say that, didn't he? He did say that, right, on Pascal's, that he took one for the TBI? I thought I heard him say that too.
Acceptable, we know are more reliable. And this was one of those, certainly a test format that I would want to use to make sure we're doing everything right to get the correct results. So this is again a format of polygraph that is widely accepted as a standard in the FBI world, in the polygraph world in general.
Now, you also state that you used state-of-the-art Lafayette LX6, the computerized polygraph system. And I'm wondering, is that, for instance, when you get on an elevator and you see the last time it was inspected and you see the type of elevator it is, or you take a mammogram and you see the last time it was inspected and the type of equipment, machine that's being used. So you say the polygraph charts were the data was collected using state-of-the-art Lafayette LX6 computerized polygraph system. What is that? And please, dummy down for me. I'm just a trial lawyer.
And there are several companies that make polygraph.
Okay, I don't want to hear that. I want to get back to Seth.
That way. And
okay, hold on. Kendall Schule, when you start talking about algorithms, okay, you lost
yeah,
me.
Me too, sir.
What was Seth Rogers' demeanor when he entered your office?
We had a great conversation. Like you said, it took a long time. We sat and talked for a long time. I collected some background information from him to make sure that he's suitable for testing. In my opinion, he was.
Whoa, wait a minute, boss. Suitable for testing? You mean he's not drunk or high, right? Is that what that means?
Exactly. Yep. And he wasn't in any.
Did you do the smell test? I've always wondered if polygraphers
Nancy. He went in to take one, and his muscle relaxers were kicking in, so he had to go back. For real. Yeah, we need to know. I need to know how much she paid, because if I ever need one, I want him to do it. For real.
Have to go somewhere on a bus or a school event, or even a plane. I always go up and.
Oh, Nancy.
The relevant questions, as we call them, that I asked Seth on the polygraph test to determine if he was involved in any way in this child's disappearance were, number one, regarding doing anything to cause the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, do you plan to answer those questions truthfully? He responded, yes. I then asked him, did you do anything that could have caused that boy's disappearance who we discussed today? The answer was no. And the third question was, were you involved in any way in the disappearance of that boy who we discussed today? He responded, no.
Guys, you are hearing the former head of the FBI polygraph program, Kendall Schule, who polygraphed Sebastian Rogers' biological father, Seth. Now, before you ask these three questions, do you plan to answer truthfully? Did you do anything that caused Sebastian's disappearance? Were you involved in any way in the disappearance of Sebastian? Before you ask those, I assume you asked several lead-up questions to get a barometer of how the polygraph would respond to Seth Rogers, correct?
there were what we call control questions. You know, they might be, are we in the state of Tennessee? Is today Wednesday? Those sort of things. So
Okay,
those
we
are
kind
the
of know
control
how they
questions.
work.
With us is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological father. Also with us is the polygrapher who took the polygraph, Kendall Schule, and Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth weave his way through this. Back to Seth Rogers. This is Sebastian's dad. Isn't it true?
Okay, so let's see. It's 1:22. I want to pop over to Sassy Ann. My wonderful mod sent me a News Nation. So we're going to go ahead and watch that for a couple minutes here, y'all. I've got it pulled up. Let me get it past the commercial. Okay, so, all right. We're just going to slide right to the interview. Let me speed it up. I apologize. I hadn't been watching for the closed captions, so let me turn them on for you whippersnappers. All right, this is News Nation, Sebastian Rogers search. Photo appears to show teen in North Carolina, Vargas reports. Now, this is what I want you guys to see at the beginning of this. Something, it's this one, I believe something said that's really interesting. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
The possibility this is a case of accidental misidentification, or
That's pretty fast. Let me slow it down just a tad. Okay.
of a deliberate and sick hoax. His father, Seth Rogers, says there is video of the sighting as well. We're hearing authorities are looking into it, but whatever it is, the image adds a new twist to an already bizarre case. And joining me now is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, a family friend who was helping Seth and his family out. Thank you both for being here. Seth, I've got to ask you about this photo. When you look at it, do you think it's Sebastian?
I do.
You're sure?
Pretty sure.
And I understand you drove to North Carolina to check it out. What did you find?
Drove to North Carolina to see the video. I was told that the video was unavailable to me because of an investigation.
Where did the video or the photo come from? Do you know?
Seth, why didn't you wait? Why didn't you get it from law enforcement? Just a question.
My private investigator has spoken to the person who took the video. The picture was taken at Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina.
And why would he? Your son is autistic. Does he know anybody in North Carolina?
I don't know.
And how far away is North Carolina from his home? How many miles?
Let me ask you guys this. Did Seth ever know anybody in North Carolina? Does anybody know off the top of their head where him and Katie met when she was young? I don't know. It's just a question.
Do you know?
It's about a 6-hour drive with no traffic.
Okay, so no idea how your son would have gotten 6 hours away to a whole different state with nobody that you know. Nobody you know in North Carolina, no reason for him to be there.
No, ma'am.
Tony, first of all, let's clarify your involvement in this case. You are not being paid by Seth to be his spokesperson. You're just volunteering to help him, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
Which means that this private investigator was not under a retainer, is not under a retainer. Just like Chris and Trudy with Summer Wells.
what have you been doing? What have you been able to find? What aid have you been able to give?
So I've only been officially with Seth since Friday. I traveled all weekend. We've set up some interviews. We're doing more talking back and forth and coaching as to how interviews should work, which interviews to take, how to make sure.
Yay! Congratulations, sir. You should have stepped in at the beginning and helped him with interviews and etc. But hey, I commend you for coming in now.
Sure that we're prepared for the interviews and quite honestly, we're just trying to cut out the drama in the case and get refocused on finding Sebastian.
Has anybody gone and interviewed any of the people or gone to the underpass where it appears he is in this photo?
I don't believe so. We wouldn't know if law enforcement had done that or not because we really haven't got much information from them regarding this, which we completely respect because it is part of an ongoing investigation. We were given quite a bit of hope when Seth asked to look at the camera footage from the state park, and law enforcement told the state park not to show anybody the footage because it was part of the investigation. So
I can understand that. Okay, class, please put a 5 in chat if you can understand why law enforcement asks the park services not to release that to anyone. I don't know. I'm just asking.
you know, we feel like if there was nothing to see here, then there would have been no problem with him looking at the footage. So we're hopeful that there's something positive going on.
But wouldn't police want the missing teenager's father to look at the footage to confirm that that is in fact the missing teenager?
Thank you, Fly.
So I ran Seth through this scenario the other night. You know, let's say that there was footage of him walking and getting into a car with a license plate, and Seth caught a glimpse of that license plate. I think Seth could tell you what he would do if he got a license plate number and thought his kid may be somewhere. You can answer that again, Seth.
I'd be knocking at their door, probably aggressively.
So I mean, there's
big problem, Seth. Big problem, Seth. And guess what? Law enforcement doesn't want that to happen. Okay, Seth? All right.
Go ahead.
You know, we're trusting that there's a good reason that they're not letting him look at this video. It could be for safety. It could be for vetting purposes. But I know it's hard as a dad not being able to see that video.
Seth, your son
agree,
was
sir.
at your ex-wife's home when he vanished, his mother's home when he vanished. What has she told you about, he disappeared, according to her, in the middle of the night, correct?
That's what she said.
Has she told you anything else?
Just what the news knows.
So you're not...
No, Seth. Seth, you said that the day Sebastian went missing, you went straight to Katie's and you were in that house while she was speaking to law enforcement. And you said you didn't say a lot because you were listening, mister. What is wrong with you, Seth? Come on. Dude, really?
Speaking to her yourself directly.
Yes and no, but it's not.
And do you feel... I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're speaking about future things like the vigil that's coming up, things of that sort.
All right. Well, this is a very mysterious case. Are you hoping, Seth, that the FBI gets involved if it's a missing teenager, underage, who's now across state lines?
I would truly hope that the FBI would take the lead because I believe that is my son and he was across state lines. And I would really, truly appreciate it if the FBI did take lead on this case.
Thanks
But
so much
Seth,
for watching. Go to join.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Always nice hanging with you, girl. For real. Okay, so. Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lord. Let me just say this. If the FBI gets involved, Seth, don't be upset, okay? If they're not keeping you up to date because you're a hothead and any information that they give you, you know, whether they're sure about it or not, you're going to act on that. And I would think that you being Sebastian's father, that in getting him home, wherever he may be, that things are done legally, okay? Because you go in there and you mess shit up, okay? You might mess up a case. I know that you want to be a detective and all, but, you know, sorry. Sorry. All right. Do I have anything else except for my, damn it. I don't know where that went. I don't see what I'm looking for. Okay, no, I've got it right here, I think. No, that's not it. Fuck. All right. I will do the guidelines for utilizing the media when investigating a missing person. I'll have to do that. Well, wait, I might be able to find it. Because I accidentally took it off my tab and I'd had it on there the whole time. Hold on. Hold on, chicks. Here we go, whippersnappers. On the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children website, it's guidelines for utilizing the media when investigating a missing person. They're kind of giving you a free class. Free education. Right here, y'all. Guidelines for utilizing the media when investigating a missing person. It is important to remember that you should be in control of your messaging and align with all involved parties from the beginning of the investigation. The points below are guidelines you may want to consider. However, every investigation is unique and can present its own set of challenges. The media and public can be powerful tools when searching for a missing person. When asking the media to cover a missing person in your jurisdiction, the elements may increase your chance of coverage. They're telling you, basically, this is a guideline for what you do if you want to get involved in a missing person case, a missing child, etc. Something to show. Photos of the missing person, video clips of the missing person, and surveillance images. So if you have any of that, something to say. Who will talk on behalf of the missing person? Law enforcement, family member. Something to do. If you see the missing person, report it to X agency. The community is being asked to check their property, etc. Keep these in mind as you utilize the media to further your investigation and try and gain coverage for the missing person. Okay, they're telling us all how to do this. y'all. But that's just a little snidbit of it, because I'm actually going to I'm gonna do a live on this by itself. So I'll change the title of my video, you guys, because we talked about Sebastian's case more, and I've been on here an hour and a half, and I have got a couple things I got to go do. So I appreciate you guys hanging out so far. And I think that it's going to be very interesting. And like I said, I'm going to do a live on it by itself. And we're going to talk about, these guidelines. They're very important. And if you're very serious about, making sure that what you do, as far as a missing child or something like that, that it's within the guidelines. I'm just saying. Mother of the boy in pic message. Oh, hang on, Sassy Ann. Well, girl, you are on it. Okay. Thank you, Sassy Ann. May 7th, the mother of the boy in the photo from North Carolina has now posted a statement. She names her son as the boy in the picture and her as the woman in the pink shirt. She is asking all who have posted this photo to please remove it. Please keep sharing hashtag Sebastian Rogers face. We are trying our very best to find you, sweet boy. Yes, sir, we are looking for you. Amber Alert issued on behalf of Sumner County Sheriff's Office for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. So please keep praying for Sebastian. They need to bring him home. And I want to remind everybody about the bike rally for Sebastian. It was sad when the picture of Chris and Katie came out and they were in the bike shop and everybody demeaned them. Oh my God, how can they be in a bike shop? Well, this is something that was being planned, and I think it's a great thing. So, the thing about it is Seth has his way of doing and saying things, and Chris has his way of doing and saying things. And one thing I will say, which is hard for me to say, but I've seen Chris being very protective over Katie. Very protective over Katie. So, I don't know, y'all. But the boy needs to be found. But I'm going to get off here. You guys have a great day. And I'm sure I might see some of you in some chats. I do try to pop on and check some people out and at least go over and, show them some love. So, thank you. And thank you, Sassy Ann. Thank you, Flies. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. I really do. And I don't know where Teresa Jones at, but Teresa, you all right? I've been meaning to text. I've just had so much going on. It's kind of cray-cray in my world right now, so. But I do appreciate you guys, and so thank you, Katie Ann. I appreciate you too, girl. I appreciate all my subs, so I really do. All right, peace out, everybody. Have a good day. Just holler at me if you need me.